part of their big three has yet to join the team. Kyrie Irving is still away from the team due to not getting a COVID-19 vaccination. His teammate, Kevin Durant, recently said this about his absence.
Yeah, we are anxious to be a whole team, and Kai's a huge part of what we do. But he's dealing with something personal right now, and while he's dealing with that, we're going to focus on us here in the gym and keep working. And when they're ready to figure that out, they'll figure it out.
All right, he's dealing with something personal, and when they're ready to figure it out, they'll figure it out. Your reaction to Kevin?
Well, first of all, I think Kevin Durant is wrong. It's not personal. I've always disagreed with these guys about that. I'm not going to argue with them. They're entitled to their feelings. When Chris Paul said it to me yesterday when I interviewed him, I disagreed with that. But I'm interviewing him. I'm not debating him. So he's entitled to his opinion. I'm entitled to disagree. It's not personal when it has the potential to harm other people. That's what this is about. That's why, and not only, first of all, you could potentially, you're more susceptible to contracting the virus, and which obviously makes you more susceptible to contaminating other people. That's on a personal, physical side. On the business side of things, the NBA has the right to protect its business. And you have to take that into consideration, which is why Joe Laker was going to give Andrew Wiggins about another day or so, and then he was going to go nuclear on that kid because, I'm paying you $30 million. I don't want to hear all this stuff. 6.2 billion people plus have taken the vaccine. Get over it. What conspiracy theories are you holding on to? So that's another thing to take into consideration. Here's what I would respectfully like Kevin Durant to think about. Kevin Durant has got to step up. What I mean by that is everybody and their grandmother knows this is Kevin Durant's franchise. The Brooklyn Nets are going to do what Kevin Durant wants them to do. One could easily make the argument that Kyrie knows that, and Kyrie's taking advantage of it because he knows how tight he and KD are, and KD, one of the most loyal individuals you'll ever meet, is not going to sit there and turn his back on Kyrie Irving. So because Kyrie Irving knows that better than anybody, that's why he can afford to take this stance. He's hinted at potentially retiring before he accepts going somewhere else, which obviously is going to dissuade other teams from trading for him. I've spoken to 4 teams over the last couple of days because, as you announced yesterday, Molly, I will be doing NBA Countdown next year. And so because of that, I'm on the phone all the time now with these players, not to say that I wasn't before, but players, coaches, executives.
Amping it up.
Yeah, amping it up. And at least 4 teams told me yesterday, well, we got to know that he want to play. We don't want to trade for him, and then he's not all in, and then he's going to retire. So that's one element. The other element is that now it's in New York and San Francisco in terms of the city mandate that you got to be vaccinated in order to play indoors and to go to indoor places. But I got news for you. They ain't the only cities that are going to do that. Other cities throughout the NBA are thinking about doing that. So Bradley Beal and others might have to be confronted with the same challenges. In the end, here's my point about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is the face of the Brooklyn Nets franchise. You cannot allow Kyrie Irving to hold them hostage. They have an organization to run. They've got a championship that they're trying to capture. They can't do it without KD's support because they got to appease KD. You can't let Kyrie Irving hide behind you. And my last point is, LeBron James is somewhere laughing about all of this. Kyrie departed from Cleveland.
Yeah.
But supposedly they had the greatest relationship with LeBron and all this other stuff. And people talked about what a distraction he could be because he is smart. He does have a good heart. He does think about people other than himself, but he's so stubborn because he thinks that his level of intellect is so far above everybody else that, the peons that may not comprehend where he's coming from, okay? LeBron is sitting back and going like this. They tough enough with KD and James Harden and those boys. But damn, if Kyrie's there, it's a real problem. If Kyrie ain't there, that makes the road easier for us.
Okay.
And Kyrie, he gonna have to figure it out.
You brought up a lot of interesting points, but just for clarity's purpose, so give me the options of how this potentially plays out. He gets the vaccine, then he plays for the Nets.
Yes.
He could get traded and go to a city and play where there's not the mandates, and then he could practice and play home games. He could retire. But what is he hoping that's going to happen? That he's going to force their hand, and that the state's going to change the mandate?
Evidently so, because nothing else that Kyrie is doing makes any sense whatsoever. And the people in his circle who play the role of enablers, more power to them. That's their business. I would tell you this. KD is a hooper. KD is in Brooklyn. to win championships. KD went to Brooklyn because Kyrie said, yo, let's go to Brooklyn and establish our own legacy. Kyrie doing what he's doing, if not to this point, because it's still early, but if Kyrie does not come back because of this vaccine, it amounts to betrayal, period, because KD wanted to play with you, and you wanted to play with KD.
I get it.
And Harden, by the way, came there to play with the both of them. And let's not forget Harden in this equation, because he's a superstar and a future Hall of Famer himself.
No. I get it. And I get from your perspective where it's egregious. I'm just wondering whose hand he's trying to force here. Is it the mayor of New York? And then he just wants an exception for one particular person?
Like
and I know
Molly,
we need to get to Thursday Night Football. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on
in a situation like that, Molly, what you're doing is hoping that the heavy hand of the team and ultimately the league would force a compromise on a part of the local government. It will not happen.
I don't know if that's a good look for the NBA.
Kyrie will take the vaccine, or he ain't gonna be playing home games.
All right.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Hey, this is Azariah. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that are scattered across the four corners of the earth, learning and or teaching his gospel in truth and sincerity. And you know what I want to do right now, the Spirit's been on me to get into this. I actually wasn't going to a little bit at first. I thought about it, I was like, nah, I'm not going to. There's a couple brothers going on to it, but as it continues on, I definitely want to get into a lesson on this real quick. Spirit got on me to do so. Kahalor Yahweh Shema Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. Can't say the name enough, man, especially in these times we're going in. And as you already see, man, we getting right to it, man. This is this is a lesson, but it goes a little bit beyond that. It goes beyond that, not even a little bit. It goes beyond that, man. This is talking right while we're talking here about Kyrie Irving. They're putting the pressure on Kyrie Irving to take this shot, man. and Kyrie's a person that under pressure in games, he's a person under pressure. You want him to take this shot, and this is in this case here, it's the very opposite. You don't want him to take this at all. This is one he won't take. He's not taking, at least, for the tube. And hey, man, all praises. How about Shimmy, how shot, man. Now I will say this, you know how when you're in a chain of high level of sorcery that goes on into this industry, because it's not just music artists, right? It's not just artists in the music industry. It's the whole industry, period. The whole entertainment industry, celebrities. That goes for celebrities, your actors, music industry artists, of course. Music artists. Your actors, your entertainers would be included of ball players as well, playing sports, basketball, football, baseball, soccer, you name it. It's all part of the whole industry. And when you talk about people of this high level caliber, such as a Kyrie Irving, right? Andrew Wiggins, we heard from him as well, resisting the shot. Now, granted, he took it recently. They just report he took it because he was put under pressure. Telling him, hey, look, man, you're gonna have to go get it. It probably was his people, his handlers, telling him, you gotta go ahead and get this, man. So stop playing these games. Handlers / coaches, whatever, all disguised, man. Everyone's got their role and the illusion of what they seem to play for us here, for the masses. But who the Most High gave eyes to see and ears to hear, you know what's going on, man. You know exactly what's going on in here. So Kyrie Irving could be, because he is a superstar. He is a superstar. He definitely is. And the thing about it is, this could be a planned situation, because the whole point of this is to make Jake be the fall guy and the person that keeps resisting the vaccine. To make Jake is the one who's the scapegoat, right? You got to put the fall guy, and that's who Jake is in general. So Kyrie is representing that. And it could be that he's going to take it. It could be. We don't know, man. We don't know how deep the government's going to go, because look, they know about what's going on, man. They know that Israel was waking up. Now, ultimately comes into believing into the true gospel, because we preach this time and time again that no matter, if you know that you're an Israelite or not, that's great. That's a good point to know. That's a starting point. But it don't stop there. Just because you know you're an Israelite, that's not the full gospel. That I repeat again, just because you know you're an Israelite, and maybe you're going to keep the commandments, you're doing the right thing by doing so. But that is not the full gospel. The gospel is the belief in Yahweh Shai and take part of his works. Right? Let's go ahead and get this real quick. We always we get this, but this needs to be overstated. Let's get Luke 6, and we're gonna go down to 46, right? And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and dig deep, and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon the house, and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. Right? That rock being Yahweh Shai. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. The ruin of that house was great. See? When you're not rooted into Yahweh Shai, you will fall. There's Israelites that out there taking that jab, man. Believe that. And I'm talking people there's people that know that they Israel and are falling already in the early phases of this. Just because their job is coming in and telling them, hey, look, you gotta take it. And this is what it is. This lesson is talking about Kyrie Irving, but it's a deeper representation for Jake, the rest of Jake in general. And people being forced, other nations being forced to, and they don't have the spirit. But it's not about them. It never was about them. It's about the believers. It's about Jake in general. Who's gonna believe in Yahweh Shai and who isn't? If you have the faith, you're going to. If you don't, you're gonna fall, and you're gonna take this jab, man. That's generally what it is. You're gonna take this shot, and people you're seeing right here, right now, whether Kyrie is just he is just a plant for Sinistcha, because they did this. Nicki Minaj also is a representation. Now, whether these guys are actually serious, I think Kyrie is more so serious probably than Nicki, but I don't know. I could be wrong, because it could just be the industry of planning these, bad cop, good cop situations. So we got to be aware of these. Or it could be the fact that, hey, look, no, for real, Kyrie, and it could be both, honestly, because they could be planning this, but at the same time, these people are really have their gripes against this, because also in the industry they go through programming, they go through MK Ultra, so they fight and they resist and they malfunction. But it could be that they're breaking their programming, man. So whatever the case may be, you got to keep an eye on that. I would not be surprised if that's what happens and you hear Kyrie took it, or didn't take it for that matter, and it was all a bunch of games. Or he just to fool them that he took it, or to fool Jake that he took it. This could go so many different ways in how this is being played, so you got to keep an eye on it. But ultimately, we do pray that it is that Kyrie is indeed truly rejecting this thing, and he is getting the persecution because he's a believer. He knows. I mean, he's already shown and posted on Twitter that he knows who he is. Right? There was a post, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but talking basically about, who the real Jews are. He's hip on that, right? You see, hold on, we got one of the brothers posted a photo, right? Look, posted a photo on Kyrie right here. Somebody, I don't know where this initially came from, but this is Kyrie walking out here with his fringes on. Look, you check on the bottom. He's got his fringes on the bottom of his garment right here. Can't read it fully, but it says, sure, the government, the way it's talking. You see the man's got the fringes on the bottom of his garment right here, walking to or fro. It looks like he's walking to in the Brooklyn, in the Brooklyn lobby, walking into the building. So he knows what's going on, man. I mean, he's made peculiar comments before. So I undoubtedly Kyrie understands he's an Israelite at bare minimum. That's I know that for sure. No matter now, again, even Esau will capitalize off that. He's done that before. People like T.I., Ice Cube. It's not the first time we've seen celebrities acknowledge that they know that they're Israel. Again, which is why we preach so heavy that it's deeper than that. You must believe in Yahweh Shai. You must truly believe in Yahweh Shai. You ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna win and get everlasting life off your nationality, man. I don't know how many times we gotta say that. You're not gonna get everlasting life based off your nationality. That's ridiculous, and Yahweh Shai taught against that. You know, you heard John the Baptist teach against that in the beginning of early stages of Matthew, right? You've heard Yahweh Shai teach against it time and time again. You heard the apostles teach against it time and time again. It just doesn't make any sense. It won't make any sense. And you know, brothers and sisters got to get that understanding. That's truly waking up, man. That's truly waking up. Being a believer is not you knowing that you're Israel. But for that matter, we are praying, and we're praying that Kyrie goes forward. Gladly he does have the knowledge of being an Israelite, and it looks like he may be trying to keep commandments, man, to the best he can in this wicked society, and that's a good thing. If that do be the case, and there's other ball players too that will be in the same situation. It's just that Kyrie is the fall guy because he's the biggest superstar right now, and in New York, being one of the highest places in Babylon, highest marketed places, in Babylon, the way it's marketed in value. That, of course, L.A., state of California, but then L.A. specifically. These places like these are going to be highly, Chicago would come up. When we see stuff like that, D.C., right? I think, I probably just missed it where, Stephen C. Smith, mention about, something like Bradley Bill would have to, face things like that too, because DC being the capital, that right there he would have to definitely fight that if he's got issues. And people are they're gonna make a choice, man. They're going to be forced to make a choice, and you just pray. That's why it says pray for the brother. Hopefully he's really truly fighting and enduring, because he is being persecuted, man. But scripture speak on that too, man. Right? Matthew 6, and we're gonna get at Matthew 5, we're going to get 10. Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. This is it. So it's saying rejoice, man. And Kyrie is being highly persecuted here. Look, look, by coons like this guy. That's why his name is Stephen C. Smith. Take the A out of his name. This man Stephen A. be on some cooning. So he deserves to get the C. And the C stands for coon. Stephen C. Smith. Right? That's what he is. There was another video, I would have put that up there, but when he was going on Kyrie Irving, he doesn't stop, man. And again, they paid him to do this. They paid him to do this, to go on there and talk about this. They go on First Take and talk about this. It's not just on First Take, it's on Undisputed. It's on a lot of sports places where they're talking about, of course, any sports place is going to talk about this situation. And they're going to rip, most of them really going to rip into Kyrie. That's how it goes. That's what Esau does, man. And they're going to do that. That's based on the agenda. And Stephen C. Smith, because he's with the plan, I remember him saying, he himself has said it. He said, well, guess what? I didn't want to take the shot. But guess what? You got to do what you got to do. And that's what he is, because he has no faith, man. He's in this world, man. It tells you not to put your riches put your faith and let your riches not be on this world, man, because where it corrupts, corrupts and rusts, man. I can get that in Matthew 6, but that's what it is. That's what he does. That's what plenty of people do, right? Getting deeper into it. You know how much money Kyrie is losing? It's like I think it was 300, and he could lose actually up to 15 million total. 15 million total. I think it was 300 and either 18 or 81K per game. It definitely was 15 million total, in which he'll end up losing. Now he'll still get 15 mil. See, it's the crazy, yeah, because Jake, it's crazy because Jake could still make 15 mil and be good. You know what I'm saying? He's losing a lot of money off of not attending home games if he continues the season without getting taking that shot. But his faith is being tested. He knows Kyrie knows what's going on regardless of how they're using him. Whether he's really for the agenda cause or is he really making a play for the Most High. He knows what's going on, man. He knows what's going on. It's just about what he's choosing at the end of the day. You already know what side Stephen C. Smith chose. You got other coons too. You got Shaquem O'Neal. You got Cocoon Abdul-Jabbar, right? These guys are also talking against Kyrie and anybody, anyone. I think he went at LeBron James for defending Kyrie. That's where he's wrong. Cocoon Abdul-Jabbar, man, he's hooked onto his oppressor, and he trusts in his oppressor, man. That's what you got, and you got people that are hooked to the oppressors. They're definitely, whether they believe because they're afraid of COVID, right? They're afraid of COVID, or they're afraid of losing their jobs. They're afraid of losing their so-called freedom, their illusion of freedoms. This is what you have, people. This is what you're dealing with. And this is what we're going to be dealing with. We're all going to be faced to deal with these things. And the Most High is testing people out to see who really about it, man. That's just real. That's the real facts of this. I didn't mean to actually get too deep into this lesson. Like I'm already 21 minutes in now, and I'm like over where I wanted to be. But hey, it's in the spirit, man. So I'll do it in more depth probably a little bit later if y'all are willing. But this is what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to that choice, man. It's going to come down to that choice. And we're going to see, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Andrew Wiggins, he folded. You know what I'm saying? He took his cards and he folded, man. He said, it is what it is at this point. At first, he was it looked like he was holding his ground, but he folded. He couldn't deal. And he not even facing the level of persecution that Kyrie Irving was. He was getting second more of it. He's not on the type of level that Kyrie Irving is in terms of superstardom. So this is tough. It's tough. That's why it's just tough for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. I don't think it's about money for him. I never think it's about money for someone with Kyrie. He's good as far as taking care of who he needs to take care of. I don't think it's money. Now you saw how Stephen C. Smith is trying to push Kevin Durant, right, to go get your boy type, to let him know what's good, you know what I'm saying? You get about ball. Hey, man, bump this, man. People see they talking about basketball. I'm trying to use that. Well, your team did it. Your team made sacrifices. You got all these people. Your team made sacrifices. Aren't you ready to go? This is about the man's life, man. Yeah, y'all don't even know like what's in. Y'all just going with the protocol, but the things that are inside that device, and I should be good because you're Howard willing. Nothing happens here, but Tube don't scope it out. But we are low on the, that's what's good, a thing about not being high on the subscriber chart. We want this gospel to reach as many people as possible. Certain things you could probably get away with saying, at least at this time frame right now, because Tube wants to get the people that have the higher, at least the higher influence based off of their channels. The subscribers is a reflection of how much influence they have. So, we don't have that much, not on this page. But Kahala Yahaba Shimi Al Shai could be helpful. Hopefully it is. It's lucky. It's been cut. The phone cut off on me. But hopefully it's edifying, for a brother or sister that stumbles across it, just because the views, or the subscribers, I should say, both actually are not to the level of, a high level, what they would consider a high level of influence, at 900, 1,000, and so on, even more, of course. So might be able to get away with certain things. Still trying to stay in the coding though, but it comes down to this, man. It comes down to really being about it, showing who for Kyrie, but for the rest of Jake, the nation in general. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, this is a representation. Jake is the fall guy. Kyrie is the face of this right now. You know, there's other people that are going to be used on this too. Don't get it twisted. It's going to go further than that. Like I said, it was something with Nicki Minaj. It'll go further on with other people. We don't know who has and who hasn't, because it hasn't gone, like I think Molly Rose mentioned, it doesn't go to every state. It hasn't been mandated yet to every state. So that's why, like, for example, when they brought up the idea, the possibility of him getting traded to a place that doesn't have it, he could go and play there if that would have happened. But the thing is, it's like, it doesn't matter, because, you know, like you said, eventually, I think they mentioned that too, eventually it's gonna go to every state. Eventually it's gonna go there, you know. So there's no getting around it, to be quite honest. There's no getting around it. This really comes with, you know, where do you serve? What power do you serve, man? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Let's get this real quick, because people are giving in. People are giving in, and there's and I don't believe this is the mark of the beast. You know, we speak adamantly, this is not it, but if you take this, it is a show and sign that you are willing to take whatever they have to come, being if that is, you know, what the true mark of the system is, man. You know, the mark of the beast is that you will be willing to take it, because you're already showing that you're willing to succumb to what, you know, Mr. Esau has for you. You know, that's what it comes down to. This Hosea 10:13. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way, in the multitude of thy mighty men. Therefore shall a tumult arise among thy people, and all thy fortresses shall be spoiled, as Shalman spoiled Bethel in the day of battle. The mother was dashed in pieces upon her children. So shall Bethel do unto you, because of your great wickedness. In the morning shall the king of Israel be cut off. Let me start off at verse 12. I missed that. Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek Yahweh till he come and rain righteousness upon you. That's what you got to do. But what's happening is, you have to seek Yahweh, man. You have to seek Yahweh, and let him and stay on your ground, man. Stay anchored in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Let him rain righteousness upon you. Let that spirit flow into you, man. Verse 13, ye have plowed wickedness, though. Ye have reaped iniquity. Ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way in the multitude of mighty men. So that people are eating lies. You're seeing Jake are eating lies, man. They taking these lies of what Esau's giving them. They eating it up because they don't trust in the Most High. They don't believe in that. And that's what's going to happen. If you don't believe in the words of the Most High being these scriptures, right, being the Bible, and you don't trust, which is Yahweh Shai is the volume of the book, right? If you don't trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you don't trust that this is your way out. You don't trust that there's a kingdom coming, man. You don't trust that. If you don't believe, you don't have faith, you're gonna eat the fruit of lies. That's just what it comes down to. You are going to eat the fruit of lies, and you're gonna reap that, man. You're gonna trust in, because you're trusting in these guys. And this is from of mighty men, right? Mighty men. It could be, you know what I'm saying, like for Kyrie's, you know, an example, right? He's dealing with a lot because he's already getting high publicity because of the deals these guys take, right? It's deeper than just basketball with him, you know. So, you know, he's definitely part of that club, man. And the Most High could be, hopefully, you know, the Most High could be bringing him into that way out of it and into the true gospel. If the Most High wants him to get it, you know what I'm saying? That's ultimately what will happen. And he'll have to relinquish his ways and have to give up a lot, man. He's been persecuted before, so maybe that was just the beginning, you know, for him to get started, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna get worse. It's definitely gonna get worse. It's definitely gonna get worse. Matter of fact, it'll reach an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, again, I don't think money is the motivation. So, you know, because the Most High, Yahweh Shai did say, you know, about how hard it is for, you know, a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. But it could be other things, man. Like, now he's gonna have the pressure. Eventually he will. You know, Stephen C. Smith, you know, he did, you know, and hint to, you know, Kevin Durant, James Harden, any of his teammates, his coaches, all these people playing a factor. It's just his friends, you know, the coaches, the way he looks at the organization or the fans or people, whatever. I'm not really worried about that too much, but the influence, the hard part would be his homies like KD, James Harden, these people who seems as if they've taken it. We might not even know. They might not even have taken it in their damn selves, to be honest with you. They may have faked it themselves. They got the money to fake these type of things. It's possible. Or to get something done, if they haven't, for the time being at least. But if they have already took it, then, definitely they're going to be putting the pressure on them. KD's not doing so now, you know what I'm saying? But we can't underestimate that the Most High, and this is what you got to understand, like, people. You got to understand, brothers and sisters, that the Most High is putting the spirit upon people, man. He's putting the spirit upon people to do certain things, man. It's not your call or how my family, like, he's causing division, right? The Most High is the one causing division. I bring this out all the time. I bring this out all the time when it comes to that, and it's happening, bro. You're seeing it from many different angles, and people are going to be taking this. Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. From henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? It could be whether it's in their own house or in, like, actual physical house, or even your spiritual house, wherever the case may be. Just, who you consider close to you, the people that you consider close to you, right? That's your home. Like, it could be, these things are going to happen, right? And they're already happening, to be honest with you. They already happening. You're probably seeing it. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of folks, family members, the number is increasing where people are getting the jab because they have whatever perceived fears that they have. And they don't have faith, no matter what it is. Even if they call in the name, if you call in the name of Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shah and you take this shot, it's due to you not having faith. And if no one's holding you down and forcing that into you, you know what I'm saying? If that's not going on, then, and you're willingly going. They're saying who's willingly going. They're going there, setting up the appointment and to get this thing done, to get they one shot, 2 shot, and then 3. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? So it's a lack of faith is why you're doing this. And what did the Most High say about lack of faith, man? What did he say? Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And we go into the examples of Noah, Abraham. You gotta have faith, man. You can't please the Most High, and you're not pleasing the Most High when you go make these moves. So when people are falling by the wayside, knowing that they're Israel, even knowing that they're Israel. And that's the cold part about it, but that's what shows you this faith is the divider. The faith in Yahweh Shai is the divider. You believe in the Son, you believe in the Father. A lot of people don't, right? And they got people trying to influence Kyrie, right? You know what I'm saying? And other people, even you, right? I was told about my job situation. Same thing, man. But and you already know where that go. I got a due date in terms when I gotta do stuff. I'm just playing my cards, man. Pray to the Most High, keep the spirit on me to resist boldly, and my household and my brothers and sisters. All of y'all listen, man. All y'all that's listening, tuning in. So, and then or not, all that are digitally gonna seek Yahweh Shai, the elect are gonna. I don't see a situation where the elect will make that type of move. But hey, man, so I might get into a deeper lesson into this another time, but I just want to get onto this real quick. And pray to Kyrie Irving, but more than him, brothers and sisters that are going through their trials and tribulation, being persecuted, overcome. They overcome this, you fight, and you got to endure to the end, man. That's what it comes down to. Get into that Matthew 5, man. Remember, much persecution come, man. Let's get one more precept to close out. Let's see. I think it's 2 Timothy 3:11. Persecutions, afflictions which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. So there's no way out of it, man. You will suffer persecution if you're fighting for the will of Yahushai. But hey, man, he's a reward of those who diligently seek him, man. So this is just the beginning, man. You think this is it right here? You think this was enough persecution? Y'all just wait and see what's gonna pop off later on. Y'all know it's gonna get way worse than this. We ain't even at the final jump yet. We just getting to the surface. So hey, man, we gotta gird our loins up, pray in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Malaki Yahushai, and get strong, man. And pray for that spirit. Pray for the spirit to stay strong in his faith, man. Pray for more faith in abundance, man. Abundance of faith. Pray for that consistently on a day in and day out basis, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Malaki Yahushai. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that are scattered across the four corners of the earth, learning and or teaching his gospel in truth and sincerity. In the name of Mashiach Yahushai, give all praise and glory through him, the King of all kings, where we can do all things and waiting on his deliverance. Give praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Aman, Khan. Shalom to you.